As if we didn't need any more evidence, the Colorado midterms, which are ramping up at the moment, are revealing yet again the absolute insanity of the left wing of politics. Before I go into this, I thought it'd be good to actually throw out a shout out to this article from Hugo from February, talking about how to build a successful non-left wing movement, because as crazy as they are, sadly, the left are very effective at building coalitions of pressure groups that do enact a lot of, for them, effective political change. So it is very useful for the right wing to have more of an action plan on how to do that, because the right wing, I tend to find, tends to be a little bit more individualistic, a little bit more atomized, despite the fact we were always going on about community and whatnot. Sadly, the proliferation of the left wing in the mainstream has made it so that we just kind of like try and stick to ourselves,
I think
really.
being insane is also good for motivating you to do stuff.
It really is, actually. It's a fantastic motivator, whereas we're just pretty
Reasonable?
normal.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty normal, pretty reasonable, like you say. But the Colorado midterms are coming up. Currently, Colorado is represented by Lauren Boebert, who is not someone that I'm that familiar with. I've heard her say a few based things here and there. I don't know if you're any more familiar with her than I am.
I've heard good things, but I've not followed as closely as I could have.
Yes, but she is facing some opposition, as you would imagine. First of all, from another GOP candidate who is trying to slam her for embarrassing juvenile antics, which is veteran Republican state lawmaker Don Karam successfully petitioned his way onto the primary ballot this June. So she does have someone opposing her on the Republican side of things, probably less based, from what I've heard, because Lauren Boebert has been ruffling a few feathers by just coming
Normally
out with
when a
based
politician
stuff.
is called juvenile, that means I'll probably enjoy what they do.
Yeah, I'm sure. But there
dear.
is Democratic opposition as well, including this man, Alex Walker, who I've got his site up here to look at a few of his policies, because honestly, for a Democrat, they're not completely insane, which is honestly...
Are you sure?
honestly kind of a breath of fresh air for Democrats in America. He still wants common sense gun laws, so you could still qualify him as a gun grabber, and he still wants, expanded medical access for the public sector. A typical kind of Democrat talking points. But he wants to lower taxes for for working class and middle class people, which is shocking. And if you just scroll down just so you can see a few things that he's talking about. So he's like, fair taxes, medical freedom, guns. And like I say, honestly, the fact that he wants to go with common sense gun laws rather than just outlawing them altogether is a shocking show of restraint from a
Any
lefty.
gun laws are oppression, but there we go.
That is true, but...
I also like he's got emojis on his page there just for that added professionalism.
I know, but he's taking what could be, for a red state like Colorado, a relatively effective stance, which is trying to be a bit more of a moderate factor. He's not going all the way left with Bernie style socialist policies or anything like that, and he's not seemingly, despite the fact that he is actually gay, he's not going all in with the LGBT queer stuff, which... Once again, sadly, as much as you don't want to stereotype, people do tend to go that way in the Democratic section of politics in America. And, of course, every tweet this guy puts out, because he's trying to be reasonable and has actually been pointing out that the left are completely insane, has been attacked by leftists. Let's look at this one here. So he just says, running for Congress feels like waking up with a raging hangover, knowing you've made a horrible mistake the night before, but every day. Probably true, to be honest. And then just scroll down and you can see all these leftists. Okay, then drop out. And they just carry on. Oh, you're desperately trying to have a tweet go viral. Oh, I'm going to ratio you by 2 likes. I don't get why they're so angry at him. They just hate him for some reason.
No true leftists. It's like the no true Scotsman fallacy, isn't it?
It is the purity spiral in action going on here, where people are basically seeing that he's reasonably sane and saying... he's not one of us.
To be fair, these rabid online leftists are really good, because if they drag people to unelectability, that just means more Republicans, right?
I mean, that is true, but it is interesting that they are so blind to their own stupidity in this sense. But he recently supposedly got cancelled, excuse me, and released this little video that he put on his TikTok and on his Twitter about it. And I just want to play this because, honestly, once again, he sounds relatively sane for a left winger in America now.
Yesterday, I got canceled for making the outrageous claim that ultra-progressive candidates can't win in blood red districts like mine, and that if you vote for one, you're throwing your vote away. Yeah. Every vote matters, but don't throw yours away on some ultra-liberal pipe dream who has no shot just to make yourself feel warm and fuzzy at night. In order to legislate, Democrats must win. And in order to win, we need to nominate candidates who represent the district and play smart with common sense policies that can win. Not some platform designed to placate your overwoke Twitter temper tantrum pipe dreams. And we need someone strong enough to stand up to the bullshit, including Lauren Boebert's bullshit, but also including the bullshit in our own party trying to tear down Democrats with a shot. TLDR, I'm not sorry, and I've got my eye on the only prize that matters, winning for all of us.
Anyways, this is more dangerous because they're learning, aren't they?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not supporting this guy. I'm not recommending that you should go out and vote for him or anything. But that's the thing. He's making sense. His attitude might rub people the wrong way, but he's right. In what he's advocating for is that, hey, let's not be absolutely insane. Let's not just go full intersectional socialist here. Maybe that's the only way we can win in deep red states.
Yeah, you've got to wait until you're actually elected before you can go completely insane and carry out your horrendous stuff.
Yeah, but let's not advocate anybody pull a Blair anytime soon. let's not push that idea any further. But yeah, so leftists have decided that this is tantamount to treason. And he can't be a leftist, he can't be on the political left anymore because he doesn't sound like a crazy person. And that's how they weed you out. That's how they know. If you can answer 2 + 2 and give the answer 4, you're not on the left wing anymore. That's how it goes. So just some of the responses he's been getting. Je suis fatty gay says this reasoning is downright ancient, but it's being presented as something edgy and new. Bourgeois ideology is so insidious. The bourgeois ideology of let's not be crazy is apparently infecting Democrats.
Oh, the bourgeois aren't so terrible, aren't they?
I know, it's awful. And then let's just carry on looking through a few of these. So one of Trump's lamer consequences. This is from Kim Possible Facts. Why they feel the need to wade in on this subject, I don't know. But Kim Possible says one of Trump's lamer consequences is that every US election now has a guy whose main strategy is be obnoxious and loud, but none of them can really pull it off. I mean, I thought that be obnoxious and loud was the left's whole tactic for, the past 60 years at least. But apparently it's just this guy. It's just this guy.
I'm pretty sure it was the left that would go into right-wing talks and just start shouting until people give up and go home.
I mean, we've all seen that clip recently of the black guy talking to Ben Shapiro. And as soon as he knows that the argument is lost, he just starts insulting Ben Shapiro personally, which is very classy, whoever you are. We've also got this one, putting forward what could be, under different circumstances, quite a base take. Obviously disavow, but only joking. But white gays who constructed their entire personality off Mean Girls in 2004 should not be allowed to run for or hold political office or work in any field where they're tasked with serving living beings. So
that's coming from someone with a handle queer socialism as well, which makes it almost even more confusing.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of consistent with what I would imagine queer socialism would be. But yeah, so advocating for the radical idea of oppressing gay people, it really is a bit of a horseshoe, isn't there? I swear, very, very progressive. Good job. Then we've got this guy just saying that gay fascism is incoming. Thank you for making this video. So when somebody tries to argue with me that the rise of fascism in the US will be wrapped in a rainbow flag using focus grouped millennial and Gen Z twerp lingo, I can make them STFU and apologize for doubting me in 48 seconds. So what this guy is advocating for is not, let's be sensible. Let's actually try and win elections rather than virtue signal. No, this is the start of gay Hitler's rise. What we're seeing is Mussolini at the beginning. He's gathering his, I suppose they'd be rainbow boots, nowadays. Rainbow shirts, actually, yeah. But it's just insane how they just see some guy go let's not be insane. No, we refuse. In fact, you've made me, I'm playing my trump card. I'm even more insane than you originally thought. And of course, I was initially alerted to this by this tweet from Lauren Southern, who was just saying, obsessed with how mad this guy is making people. His quote tweets and replies are indistinguishable from 4chan threads, and even Hassan Piker liked a tweet calling him the gay slur. Bruh accidentally told progressives their socialist utopia is a meme, and they've gone unhinged. So just click on this image here on the left. So no one cancelled you. Everyone just called you a smarmy, annoying cigarette emoji. Hassanabi liked. Very progressive, Hassan, although I'm sure you probably won't get kicked off of Twitter or Twitch like Destiny was for saying that biological sex is a thing. And then there's this other one as well, just this Sasha with a knife emoji. Oh, very, very kind and progressive, I'm sure. This guy talks like he wakes up each morning with a dick in his ass. That's not very accepting.
Yes, the left known for its accepting and kind nature.
Yes, but...
Well, mocking gay men for their sexual preferences, okay.
Yeah, mocking gay men for not just being walking stereotypes. This is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. But to be fair, let's be honest, leftist infighting is no new idea, is no unusual thing, and every single time it happens, we just get to take a look at how unhinged, crazy, and insane they all are. So, left wing, keep please tearing yourself apart, and hopefully the Republicans can ride it on easy over in the midterms, eh? Thank you for watching, and if you appreciated that segment from the podcast Lotus Eaters, you can support us and find more content at lotuseaters.com. For instance, this new article from Josh Firm, The Unknowability of the Global Elite. And if you would like to find more from him and follow him, you can find him on Getter at Josh_Firm. Thank you and goodbye.